Every time Under Night In-Birth gets a new character, it's a whole event. And while I didn't spend much time with Azuki since she wasn't really my type, Ogre seems much more up my alley. Stylish in both design and combo routings, with a simple-to-understand moveset that can be devilishly effective, Ogre's here to add some flair to the night. So, let's talk about Ogre. And if you're not used to Under Night, you may be looking at some of these combo routes and wondering, how are you going to remember all of that? How are you going to have the mental energy to keep these strings in your mind? How are you going to have the physical dexterity to be able to execute them? Well, I don't have the perfect solution, but a bit of caffeine could definitely help. And you're in luck, because Supps is giving you an offer that you simply can't refuse. I won't let you. 21% off of everything, site-wide. Yes, everything from their caffeinated and non-caffeinated drinks, to their waifu cups, to their merch, even including their fucking lunchbox. Everything is now 21% off if you use my code He'sGekin at checkout. I drink this stuff literally every single day, and it gives me the right amount of energy that I need to make these amazing videos for you guys. Amazing flavors with a nice boost to energy without the hard crash that other energy drinks give you. I personally recommend checking out the dragon fruit flavor. It's a nice bright red color with a sweet dragon fruit kick that I literally cannot find in other energy drinks. So what are you waiting for? Go to gamersupps.gg and use code He'sGekin to get 21% off of your order right now. Remember, the boost to the code only lasts for 1 week, so act fast. Thank you once again to Supps. Now back to the video. Ogre is an aggressive rushdown grappler who relies on a couple of simple tools to deal a large amount of damage. Now, it is still early days, and while I may be proficient in some fighting games, my ability to crack a uni character open is a little bit lacking. So use this more as a should I play him guide, as well as a good reason to check out Under Night again, because God knows it's currently being drowned out by other things. Before we get onto his special moves, I want to touch up on his force function real quick. Force function is a universal mechanic where if you press B and C at the same time, your character does a unique move that costs a portion of the grid gauge. You've definitely seen this being used if you've watched my other Under Night videos, since this is how Tsurugi activates his shield mode. Force functions range from being defining to the character to a nice little additive that's used in some niche cases. For Ogre, though, it's extremely interesting. I sure do love my gems, I say gem-lovingly. What do you think of my cool gem?
It's fucking shit,
says the fuck you guy, destroying the gem and strapping a bomb to my chest. For some reason, this close-range grappler has a full-screen, invisible projectile that comes out in 15 frames. It is negative on block, so it's not like you can just throw it out willy-nilly, but if you have to deal with zoners who enjoy setting things up at the other end of the screen, it's an extremely useful tool. Seriously, he can destroy Vadista gems all the way from the other side of the screen by just spending a portion of his grid gauge. And even then, he can stop her from setting them up in the first place. Why is it invisible? I don't know. Why can you use it in the air? I don't know. But it's still pretty cool. Anyway, special moves. His grounded 2-3-6 is I'll Break You. It's a two-part move in which he sends out a flurry of punches that hit close range. The A and B versions are both pretty similar, having him hit you twice. The follow-up versions for them are slightly different though. The A version adds 2 more punches, whereas the B version is slower but does more damage. It's also easier to cancel into other attacks from the B version, considering the fact that there's more hits to cancel from. The C version is your average 50% cash out spender. You use this if you want to add a bunch of damage to your combo. I originally thought the A version gave you a safe assault against DPs, however, it only works if the character's DP is slower than 6 frames, which most of them aren't, unfortunately. Still, if you're up against a character like Ogre, you can use the A version to get a safe assault. His 2-1-4 is No Escape, a lunging attack where Ogre flies across the screen while attempting to punch you hard. This is an almost full screen strike, with the B and C versions having Ogre pass through the opponent if they're not at full screen. The A version is slightly shorter than the B and C version, however, it has 3 separate follow-ups. The A version is a side switch invincible dodge, in which he does a little cartwheel around you. The B follow-up is a low, and the C follow-up is an overhead. The B and C follow-ups are around the same startup. having only 2 frames difference between them. Meaning while they are fuzzy blockable, it's going to be extremely hard. Plus the A version is only -4 on block, meaning you don't have to do a follow-up. You can simply send it and then end your turn and you will be safe. However, the B and C versions of the attacks are -5, meaning that several characters are able to punish it with lights if it's blocked. You're generally going to want to use the A version for pressure and easy combo conversions, whereas you want to use the B version almost exclusively for combos. Due to its extremely large range, it's very easy to pick up a bunch of different combos with this. The corner carry on it is also absolutely insane. Like, I don't think I need to explain this one. The C version is also very fast, and it leaves the opponent crumpled, meaning that you can get an easy pickup from it. I used this on round start a couple of times. It's a bit stupid. His 623 is, oh no you don't. This is a pretty standard DP, giving him invincibility on the B and C versions. The A version, funnily enough, is safe on block at -4. But since it has no invincibility, I wouldn't recommend just sending it on Wake Up. The A version can be cancelled into EX moves though, and while he only has 1 in the air, you still have a cancel option where you don't on the B and C version. The move itself is actually quite linear, with only the C version going very far forward, so it can be a little bit tricky to anti-air with this thing. But still, it's a decent option to cash out for damage, and if the opponent is diving deep with their air-ins or just assaulting at you, it can be a very good option to just get them off of you. It's a DP. I don't know what you want me to say. It's a DP. A 6-3-2-1-4-6 is I've got you. A true command grab that places an explosive on the opponent. Well, okay, true command grab is a little bit misleading. The A and C versions are both true command grabs. However, the B version is technically a gold throw, meaning that you can very easily tech out of it. The added benefit of the B version being that Ogre runs up to you before throwing you, meaning it's a lot easier to use in pressure situations and combos. All 3 versions have Ogre toss you behind him and apply a bomb to you. The C version gives you an auto follow-up, which means that you can continue the combo, giving it access to better Oki, and more importantly, less time for the opponent to interact with the bomb. The bomb lasts around 5 real-life seconds. If the opponent hits Ogre while they have the bomb on, it will remove the bomb completely, as long as it's not near the end of the timer. See, near the end of the timer, the bomb actually flashes white, and if the opponent hits you during this time, they will still explode. Because of this, Ogre wants to make sure the opponent has as few options as possible while the bomb is on them, meaning he's going to want to keep them in a pressure string, and when the bomb's about to explode, go for a mix-up. You can do more things with the bombs. It can be used in combos. If you use 2-2 with A or B, you will actually explode the bomb early. The A and B versions have slightly different properties. The B version takes longer to explode than the A version, so make sure you take this into account when making your own routes. This is a central part to his game plan. Several of his attacks can only be followed up when the bomb is on the opponent. It also adds a lot of weight to his mix-up because he actually gets damage from them. Learning combo routes that end with you applying the bomb, or even better, combo routes that have the bomb explode the moment the opponent is actionable, are going to be extremely important when learning this character. Because of this, I like to use the C version in combos a lot. The 50 meter for the reduced amount of time the opponent can act with the bomb is really nice and a genuinely extremely good trade. The B version though is extremely easy to use in combos, since he, steps forward. A lot of basic combos can be ended with the B version, and it still puts Ogre in a decent range where he's able to hit the opponent on Wake Up. The A version, it's your bog standard command grab. You're going to want to use this in pressure and when you want to fuck with the opponent. His jumping 2-3-6 is Hit the Showers, an arcing projectile that stalls Ogre's air momentum. The A version actually pushes Ogre a little bit back, but the B version keeps his standard momentum while just halting him in the air for a little bit. The projectile's a little bit weird. It doesn't hit full screen due to its unique shape. It's probably useful for combos. I haven't really experimented with this move that much. It's the one blind spot I have. Finally, his 2-2-B+C is I'll Show You, an attack where Ogre summons a large pillar of darkness that leaves him plus on block at the cost of about 100 meter. This move feels very familiar for some reason. It has a very high hitbox, meaning that you can pick up combos with it, as well as hit the opponent out of the air. but it is still extremely useful for pressure due to it leaving you +6 in the opponent's face. It's a good use of his meter, and while it doesn't necessarily add to his game plan, being +6 in someone's face as this character is still extremely good. It's also the only plus-up block move he has in their face, so take it or leave it. Ogre wants to try and get his bomb strapped to the opponent's chest as fast as possible, meaning you probably want to end the first combo you get with medium I've got you. Once you've built more meter, you'll be able to use the C version during combos to allow you to extend them for even more potent Oki situations, or even a full bomb combo. Use your different tools to keep the opponent locked down for 5 seconds. Then when the bomb is about to explode, go for a mix-up. 6B normally can't be linked into a combo without chain shift or counter hit, but if you time it with the bomb explosion, it can lead to a relatively easy combo on your part. While his force function is a very good tool for stopping opponents from setting up, it doesn't give him a lot of damage or advance his game plan in a meaningful way. If the opponent is able to create some distance and set up some form of trap, Ogre has a pretty hard time getting in, generally relying on having to dash block to slowly advance in, or sending all caution to the wind with a Hail Mary in the hopes that he'll break through the opponent's wall. But once he is in, he's an absolute menace, able to set up devastating mix-ups and cash out for big damage. He's a sticky combo grappler, destroying his opponents with style and swagger. So if you want a flashy, high-damage combo grappler, maybe give Ogre a shot. And if you don't want that, then pick someone else. I don't know, I'm not your fucking dad. Normally this is where the patron end slide would go, but I literally just changed editing software, and I forgot to export the video of that, so you're just getting your names read out. Unfortunately, they're not gonna physically show up on the end of the screen. I hope that's enough for you guys. As always, a very special thanks to 64 MHz, Almost Nap Time, Angel OS, Axel Sinker, Pochi the Rock, FGC, nice, Daniel Wiederix, Edison Lottery, Fexo, FL Maxlet, Games.png, Haywire Nova Elite, Hoffmaster Bear, I Am Naoto, It's Riley, Knife and Spoon, Criticat, MP04, Mr. Clan, Nubus, Ray W, Sergeant Cubby, Slimy Gal 42, Super, Falcon, and Velvet Poppy for being tier 2 patron supporters.